Hey guys, welcome to E3 2015. Okay guys, here we go. Xbox is up first. Their press conference, first of the week. We did have Bethesda last night, but this is the big one. This is Xbox. Microsoft had to come out swinging, and they absolutely blew me away tonight. Really impressed. I was hoping for lots of exclusives, and they just delivered. An absolutely phenomenal conference. So first up, they showed Halo 5 Guardians. Got to be honest, wasn't really looking forward to Halo 5. Big Halo fan. Halo 4 for me, very boring near the end. I got very sick of playing that game, and I felt at that point that Halo itself, the series, bit stale. Halo 5 does look a lot better. Wait until I play it, because of course Halo 4 was the same. I thought that looked amazing. I wasn't a big fan of Halo 3. Loved Halo Reach. But I played Halo 4 after seeing the demo. Demo looked awesome at E3. Played the game, wasn't impressed. Wait and see. But Halo 5, just going on what they showed today, very short and sweet demo. Absolutely gorgeous. Brilliant acting. Bit weird having Nathan Fillion, but nonetheless, I love the guy, so it's awesome. Very cool. Really am looking forward to that now. Excited to see more about it, and I will be getting that on launch, I think. Now, you do have the option. There's two squads apparently. You can control two squads during the campaign. One is led by Spartan Locke, and the other one is led by Master Chief. There is also a Warzone multiplayer, which Halo multiplayer is always fun. Not a big multiplayer guy, as most of you will know. Do love Halo though. I started out, most of my multiplayer was on Halo 2, and I liked Halo 3 multiplayer. That was pretty decent as well. So yeah, I'm kind of interested in that. Maybe it might get me into multiplayer. I've said it before, probably won't. But nonetheless, look really cool. Then, next up, real big surprise. First exclusive of the night that isn't a standard Microsoft only product like Halo. And it's called Recall. And it's coming from Keiji Inafune, the guy behind Mega Man. I couldn't believe it when I saw this trailer. I was like, how the hell have they got a game from Inafune? But absolutely awesome. Very short CG trailer. Didn't really tell you too much about the game itself and how the game's going to play, what type of game it is. And it looked to be kind of futuristic, post-apocalyptic, the kind of thing that most people tend to use these days. But it's very bright, colourful, beautiful. It showed a young woman with a robot dog. She got a scarf around her face, like they usually do in these post-apocalyptic, futuristic games. She got a gun. It didn't really show too much. The dog got destroyed. She got an energy ball. She pointed to a bigger robot, which became massive, like a humongous mech. They opened up a door, and there was loads of looked like robot remnants inside. So he didn't really give you an idea of what the actual game is going to be, but it was enough to get me intrigued. And you know, I'm not a massive Mega Man guy by any means. I'm pretty useless at playing them, but I do enjoy them. And so Inafune has got a good reputation. So yes, definitely one to watch. So that one's called Recall. Okay, next up, this was a massive deal. Something I never saw coming. Didn't expect it. Haven't heard any of the press talking about the possibility of this. And that is Xbox 360 backwards compatibility. Yeah, Xbox One is now going to be able to play Xbox 360 games both digitally and your retail discs. It's going to be exactly the same as it was on 360 with the original Xbox, where you put the disc in, you do a quick update, and you're in the game. Absolutely fantastic, because I was going to actually buy another 360 and add it back into the collection. Don't need to anymore. Can just play them on my Xbox One. So I'm really happy, because for me personally, as a massive fan of Call of Duty 2 and Alan Wake is probably going to get remastered, so that was great. But Call of Duty 2 didn't look like it's getting remastered. Looks like they might do one of the crappy Modern Warfare games. Bit of a shame. Missed opportunity if you ask me, but hey. But nonetheless, if I can play Call of Duty 2 on my Xbox One, I'm a happy bunny. Absolutely brilliant. So that's going to be available holiday 2015. So a bit of a while to go till that starts, but nonetheless, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It's also, if you're a preview member, an Xbox preview member, it's actually available now, but for the rest of us, it'll be later in the holiday. Then they announced the new controller, the new Xbox Elite wireless controller, which is absolutely awesome. All the stuff that I saw in the news recently when this was leaked was basically saying it's got a 3.5mm headphone jack, and that was all that people could see. It's so much more than that. It's got the headphone jack. It's got what I would describe as flappy paddles underneath, you know, like on a sports car where you can change gear. So I'm assuming that's for games like Forza, which look really cool. It's fully customizable. You can change the analog sticks. It's got hair trigger lock, which I'm not too sure what the purpose of that is. That's probably for people who play a lot of online multiplayer, Call of Duty, Halo, the FPS genre. You've got a really cool D-pad on there. It looks like you can just switch out anything and everything completely, as it says, fully customizable. Change the pad to how you want it. That is absolutely fantastic. A really great idea. For me personally, I just want it for the 3.5mm headphone jack. Only thing that worries me is it only is in black at the moment. I'm hoping to God they put a white one out because I've got a white Xbox One. Don't want a black controller with a white console. That would drive me insane. But nonetheless, really cool. Really like the Elite controller. Brilliant idea. Is there anything else? No, just make sure. Oh, and that's coming in fall 2015, so a few months to go, but that'll be coming the end of the year. Next up, Todd Howard came out from Bethesda talking about Fallout 4. Now, I saw this last night at Bethesda's actual press conference, and I was never interested in Fallout 4. I've never played a Fallout game, so it has no resonance with myself. However, after watching the gameplay of Fallout 4 last night, I was on board. I was like, this game looks absolutely fantastic. Still uneasy about the RPG elements because I'm not an RPG player and I always find those quite difficult to understand. But it doesn't look too heavy, it looks quite RPG light, so I think I might be able to get to grips with it. I hope so, because I really want to play that. It looks amazing. Big, massive open world, I mean, there's just so much to explore. Very cool. Now, I thought, why are they showing this at the Xbox conference? And last night, watching Bethesda, I noticed that everybody who came up on stage at Bethesda, when they talked about their games, they always said at the end, available on Xbox, Xbox One, PC and PS4, or Xbox One, PS4 and PC. They always put Xbox One before PS4, and I thought, well, has Bethesda got some kind of deal going on here? You know, because normally people would promote PS4 more because it's the more popular console at the moment. But nonetheless, they came out today. They said that Fallout 3 is going to be included as an exclusive to the Xbox One when you buy Fallout 4. So I'm assuming that's going to be like a remastered version, which is fantastic. Also, they're going to help the modding community as well for Fallout. You're going to be able to mod your game on the PC and transfer it to the Xbox One for free. So very cool if you're into modding Fallout game. So that's Fallout. Next, Peter Moore from EA, who stepped on stage. Love Peter Moore. Big fan of his from the early days of Xbox. And you know, it's kind of not really E3 without Peter Moore making an appearance. It's a bit short. Didn't really have a lot to offer. It's EA. So, you know, same old crap really. But he talked about EA Access, which is a $5 a month program. It's going to include NFL, Madden NFL 16, Need for Speed, and I wasn't really that interested in this because it doesn't really appeal to me, but if you're a part of the Access program, fantastic. I mean, it's $5 a month, you get to play the games first, they're adding Titanfall to it as well, and also Dragon Age Inquisition as well. So it's just one of these, you know, paid programs which don't really appeal to me myself, but if it's what you're into, awesome. Then they dropped Plants vs Zombies. Let's try again. Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Don't care. Really have no interest. The trailer had no impact on me. But if you're a Plants vs Zombies fan, you get a new game. Then it was Forza 6. Yeah, whatever. Don't care about that either. It looked beautiful. They showed a big Ford sports car on the stage. They did that before they put a sports car on stage. It's like, yeah, the car looks lovely. And it's Ford, so it's quality. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Forza. I don't like simulations. I like arcade races. But if you're into Forza, there's another one coming that's going to look even prettier than Forza 5. Dark Souls 3 is coming out early 2016. Another game that I won't be playing. But nonetheless, it's there. Then Ubisoft's guy came out and he talked about The Division, a game I am going to be playing. I'm very much looking forward to it. I've been dying to hear more about this. This game looks absolutely superb. And it's going to have an exclusive Xbox One beta coming this November. So if you want to get online and try the beta, get in there. That's going to be sweet. Talk about Rainbow Six Siege as well. Now that's going to include on the Xbox. It's going to have Vegas 1 and 2, Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2 as well, thanks to the backwards compatibility. And they're both going to come free with Siege on October the 13th, 2015. So that's really cool. Rainbow Six Siege does look absolutely fantastic. The destructibility is so cool. So I do want to see more of that game to actually see what it's got in terms of campaign. It does look to be more multiplayer focused, but nonetheless very cool. Then they talked about Windows 10 and Xbox One exclusive called Gigantic, which was, I'll just put on here, bright and colourful. It's like a very nice, pretty game. This is where they start getting into the idea Xbox indie side of things. if you watch me for a while, you know I'm not an indie guy. I don't really care for digital downloads and indie games. They're not my thing. But if you are interested, a couple of them I managed to write down because, like Sony, they do a very fast montage of about 500 indie games and you can't write them down quick enough. But they came up with a couple of the games I noticed. Was a game called Cuphead, which looks amazing. There was a game called Rise and Shine. There was Flame and Flood, Phantasmal, I think that's how you say it. It was an Army Men game in there. And they said they've got over 1,000 developers, indie developers working for ID at Xbox. So there's tons of independent content if you're into that. Then I had a couple of indie developers come out and talk about the games. There's one called Tacoma from the Gone Home development team, which looks alright. Didn't really float my boat, but whatever you're into. A game called Ashen, another game that didn't really interest me, and a game called Beyond Ice, which was pretty, but that was about it. Wasn't really interested. Then the guys who made Cuphead came out, and I've got to say that game looks so good. It's a traditional, as they said, a throwback to the 16-bit platformer, but with the artwork of, say, Steamboat Willie, Mickey Mouse. If you've ever played Mickey Mania on the Super Nintendo or the Mega Drive, and you play that first level from the original Steamboat Willie cartoon, that's what you're going to be getting, that kind of art style with a 16-bit platformer. I'm really is a shame I don't care for indie games because it looks absolutely stunning. I really wish that was an actual physical release, but hey, you never know. If it's popular enough and it sells well, it might do, and then I'll be able to play it. Next one. Okay, so... Right, okay, yeah, so Xbox Game Preview. Apparently you can buy and play while in development for indie games. Every game has a free trial as well, so you can try them before you buy, which is great. And there was a couple of games they mentioned that I didn't really know. They were Long Dark, was it Sheltered, Daisy, which I've heard of, and Elite Dangerous I've heard of as well. So there's a couple of indie games available. Right, then there was a game called Ion, which is coming first to Xbox One and PC. Didn't really show much. Then the big one came from me, the one I've been looking forward to this press conference. That is Rise of the Tomb Raider from Crystal Dynamics. Really excited to see this. Now, the demo itself didn't really show a lot. It was basically Lara Croft, the adventurer in this, not so much the action character. This was her scaling a mountain in the snow, which looked absolutely beautiful, as to expect on the Xbox One with the current gen graphics. The snow effects looked amazing. The sound effects on the crunching of the snow were brilliant. Lara's got a new face. She looks a lot more like Camilla Luddington, who voices Lara. Jonah as well, the character from the original game from 2013, has also got a new face. So they've all been upraised and look absolutely gorgeous, beautiful graphics, really nice environmental detail. The way that the rocks crumble and the floor falls beneath her feet, it looked really good. It just didn't really show a lot of the game. And I think that's probably because tomorrow we're going to have Square Enix do their press conference. They're probably going to have a longer demo to show. So fingers crossed. But nonetheless, very impressed. Very nice little slice, and I'm very much looking forward to that game at the end of the year. It's a definite day one purchase. Absolutely awesome. Next up, this was a massive, brilliant, absolutely brilliant announcement. And this is from Rare. Now, as a man of a certain age, Rare have a big part of my heart. I grew up with a lot of Rare games and I love them. They're an amazing company. Obviously, Rare that are working for Xbox aren't the original team. Those guys are working on Yooka-Laylee, but the team they have, I'm sure, are competent enough. Now, of course, on Xbox 360, they were very underutilised. They're making Viva Pinata, which, yeah. So they now got a new release, and it's called Rare Replay. It's going to be 30 of Rare's greatest hits, basically, all on one package for the Xbox One exclusively. So I didn't catch all of the games because there's 30 titles, but you're going to have Conker's Bad Fur Day, Battletoads, Perfect Dark, Digger T-Rock, Killer Instinct, Cameo, Viva Pinata, and a few others as well, because as I say, there are 30 titles. Absolutely brilliant. I'm definitely buying that because that's going to be epic. And it was also a brand new game that Rare are working on, exclusive to Xbox One, of course, because they do own Rare at the moment, Microsoft, and it's called Sea of Thieves. It's like a very beautiful, cartoon-looking pirate game. Again, you didn't really see too much from the trailer. It was more of a cinematic experience. It didn't really have much gameplay. So it wasn't like a demo, it was just a cinematic trailer. So I'll keep my eye on that. Might be good. It is Rare, so fingers crossed, although as I say, it's not the original true Rare, but nonetheless, it should be good. Then an Xbox One and Windows 10 exclusive, which is Fable Legends, which is going to be free to play with Xbox Gold and on PC. So if you're a Fable fan, that's going to be a good thing, hopefully. Next, they came out, the guy who deals with Connect, I can't remember what his name is now. If you remember the guy from a couple of years back when Connect was announced, he had the big shades on, looked like a bit of a surfer dude. And he talked about that Microsoft have now made a deal with Valve VR. So they're in conjunction with Valve, they're working to make Windows 10 best for virtual reality, and the Xbox One controller will come with every Oculus Rift that is sold. So that's really great. You can play all your Xbox One games on your Oculus Rift if you so wish. Then they talked about the thing that interests me more than VR, and I'm a big fan and proponent of VR. I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to see what Sony are going to do later tonight with the Morpheus. But for me, the VR killer is without doubt Microsoft HoloLens. And they showed a demo today with Minecraft, which, my God, you just have to see that, guys. It's absolutely stunning. What they did, they had a woman on stage from the Minecraft team. She was using the Xbox One controller. They had another guy wearing the HoloLens headset, and he had Minecraft on the wall. He then turned around to the table, took the Minecraft down onto the table, built the whole world up, and using HoloLens, he was able to manipulate the world with his hand. He was able to look inside buildings, which is just phenomenal when you see it. It's so weird. He could pinpoint on the map an area for the lady to go to, so she could control her character. And you see the little character walking around in the hologram to where he's pinpointed. You can throw lightning strikes and blow up areas and create zombie pigs, and it was really impressive. And it's something you really need to see, because it's a lot better when you actually see it than when you actually just have it described to you. But yes, HoloLens, very, very impressive, and I'm excited to see more from HoloLens and how other traditional games are going to actually work with that product. So they closed the show with Gears of War Ultimate Edition coming August 25th. This is Gears of War 1. It's going to be 1080p, 60 frames a second, all the things that people want, the kids want these days. I don't give a shit about 1080p and 60 frames, and I won't be buying Gears of War Ultimate. I'd rather have had a Gears of War collection myself personally, but nonetheless, it's very cool they're doing that. Starting today, they're going to have a 1-week public beta as well, so if you want to get in on that, get straight in there. And then they close the show with the new Gears of War 4 demo, and I have to say, I'm very impressed. Wasn't really expecting much, because quite frankly, I played Gears of War, loved it when it first came out, played Gears of War 2, thought it was better than the first one. Played Gears of War 3, it was good, I liked it. Didn't think it was as good as the first two, but it was still a decent game. Haven't played Judgment because I was kind of burnt out at that point. But Gears of War 4, the graphics, I mean, you shouldn't really talk about graphics so much, because it's more than graphics when it comes to gaming, of course, but it's a new generation. You know, the graphics have gotten better, and they really have, and it really was a thing tonight. Seeing all of these games, we've seen how much games have moved on visually. And the thing for me with Gears of War 4, it's a very dark demo. You couldn't really see too much, but what you could see was the amazing weather effects with the way the trees were moving, the wind was howling, the way that the lightning was flashing. It looked awesome, and the gunplay looked great. The animation was really smooth and fluid. Very excited, actually. I'm actually really excited to play a new Gears of War game. And I noticed that the score as well sounded very reminiscent of Terminator 2, which was kind of weird. I don't know if that was intentional or just happened to turn out that way. But yes, Gears of War 4, it looks amazing. Cannot wait. They haven't dated it yet, so we'll wait and see what happens with that. There should be more news soon, more gameplays to come. But that was Microsoft's conference, guys. Absolutely brilliant. Just what I wanted from Microsoft. Phil Spencer has done exactly what I wanted. He's gone out and got loads of brand new exclusives, keeping the Xbox fresh, giving it a good challenge against Sony and the PlayStation 4. You know, I was really, really impressed tonight. HoloLens, loads of exclusives, brand new controller, backwards compatibility with Xbox 360. If you don't own an Xbox One, you've been on the fence about which system to go for, and you're really leaning towards Xbox, now is the time, I think, to get in there. Absolutely fantastic. Interestingly, no mention of a 1TB system, which I'm surprised, because I'm pretty sure that's been announced anyway outside of E3. Surprised that wasn't there. No mention of a slim system, which a lot of people were speculating would happen as well. I did think it was too early. It's only been 2 years. There's no real need. It's more about the games at this point. But overall, very impressed. Love the Microsoft press conference. Go and check out the videos on YouTube, guys. I'll put links down below when they're available. But for the meantime, let me know what you think of all the news that's been announced. And when you've seen any of the videos, let me know what you think of all the demos as well. I really look forward to your feedback. E3 is brilliant. I'm having a great time. Next up is going to be EA and Ubisoft. I'll do those in one combined video, and then after that will be Sony. And then tomorrow we've got Nintendo and we've got Square Enix, 2 more great conferences. So thank you very much for watching, guys. As always, please stay locked with me for any more E3 coverage as it comes in. Please remember to like, comment, share and subscribe, and I will see you shortly with EA and Ubisoft's conference.